So we're with Jack and Imre from Surgeon Simulator. 2013. I think the big question is, what's going to happen in Surgeon Simulator 2014? I mean, we're talking like
boob jobs.
Yeah.
Well, apparently,
hysterectomy.
Apparently, at Res,
Vasectomy
someone thought
simulator.
that I'd announced a sequel, which we're not doing. So it's just like, yeah, we've got lots of ideas for updates that we want to do, and I think the thing is, Surgeon is such a fun thing. Like anything you add to it makes it better. It's just one of those sort of things. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna just see. I think like
there were talks about 2013 too. Because you can't just go
coming
to
2015, of
14.
course.
Look, I mean, this whole game started as a joke, and it remains that. It is a comedy about surgery and a comedy about simulators, and we'll just continue to have fun with it. And all of the content, what the guys put in, the Team Fortress update was awesome. Like working with Bob was brilliant. And the new surgeries which have been added, the space surgeries and everything, and then now the latest one, the big ARG. This complex set of puzzles, which then unlocked a really cool new content. So we're just adding new stuff all the time, and until it seems that the joke is still working, and until there is laughter, you basically you put new content out there. But I think this ARG might be interesting. Do you mind summing it up? Because
ARG.
Yeah.
So I mean, it only came out last night. All this kind of secret content that we've been like hiding clues around. We have some external stuff. People haven't found all the clues yet, but they have got to the level.
Is that just from working with Valve? You're like, you know what? We're going to hide some shit.
Seems the way forward. Just hide stuff. The internet goes mad. So yeah, we've got this secret level that is just it's mind blowing. It's really it's our favourite level, and we've loved like the ambulance one and the space one. So yeah, just like look forward to seeing that.
Can you describe what this new level is like? I
yeah.
haven't actually seen it at all since it was last night.
We've got it here. It's basically an alien autopsy.
Okay.
But the way to get to it is so obtuse. Like there's so many different things. You need to type code in to get to even open up the capsule, which has got the alien inside it. And then it's just you just get given a random transplant that you have to perform. It'll just be like transplant the gobble shaft.
Clearly,
that's one of the organs. Yeah. So that's it. You just have something to do. You don't have a clue. It's just more confusing than the original surgeries. So hopefully, people will like it. Yeah.
But that was fun doing aliens. We were able to just kind of
Two
make
brains.
up anatomy.
Yeah, that's it. It was a case of we could come up with fun concepts and then just put them in. We didn't need to, although we didn't worry about anatomy too much in the original. So it was just like we just worried about it a lot less with this. So yeah.
I think what's wonderful about the game is that it is, because it's based on physics and based on this outrageous subject matter, it's already funny, and because every single person is going to have a different experience. And that's why there's so many videos out there. I think we have a calculation that there are 1 million individual videos on YouTube, which are either Let's Play videos or people having fun with the brand some other way, making an animation. Some people are making Surgeon Simulator making breakfast, and it's like a POV camera, and someone just like making a sandwich like that. It's absolutely hilarious.
Oh, how-to videos?
No,
And it's absolutely crazy.
I
wouldn't be surprised if that's Robez or something like that, or because I'll be honest, that's how I found out about your game. Is Robez, who is the be all and end all of YouTube all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I saw his videos, and it, like you say, it's the most ridiculous, normal kind of things. But I don't know, for some reason with your game, with floppy hand, it just makes it the best thing ever. Like even putting the disc in the bloody PC, hours and hours of. Get in there, you bastard.
Look, the thing is that we had a very good relationship with our audience and YouTubers in particular, and I think we have 120 million combined views or something. These are just calculations we did, but it seems fairly realistic. The top video is 7-8 million views each. But the reason it works that way, because you have an original concept. The guys came up with something which is really like no one ever did. They came back to the company and they said, look, this is it. And I was like, no company would ever give money for it. No one would ever. Like, if you go into a publisher and you say, you know what, I want you to give me money for a simulator where it's really, really, really difficult to do the actual thing you have to do, so it's not a simulator, They would there is the door. Can you leave now? And immediately, okay, that's a Bossa game. And then afterwards came the long haul of not just making the final game, but also working with the audience, answering every single Twitter, commenting on every single YouTube video, going on doing an AMA on Reddit. The 4 guys did that. So there's a lot of effort goes into this, but that's why it's fantastic to be an indie. We don't have someone. Oh no, you can't tweet that. I'm like, no, I want to talk to my audience. I want to work with them, and it actually went to a level that you guys did some really clever stuff, like taking elements from Let's Players and putting them back in the game as an archive.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they've given us so much, the Let's Players, and it's sort of we've enjoyed watching their videos probably more than anyone else. So it's just we've tried to include them in the game, and we've got achievements that link to PewDiePie and Rob has and
no way.
The others. Yeah, some of them are subtle, but yeah, they're all in there, and it's just it's just a nice way of kind of giving, mentioning them and kind of giving something back to them.
You say it's not a simulator, but I like to imagine that. Let's say you were in a restaurant, table next to you, someone starts choking. Is there a doctor in the house? Everyone's quiet. After a while, you'd think, I'm probably the most qualified here. At what point would you get a knife out and go for the tracheotomy?
To be fair, if I tried to make heart surgery, it would look exactly how the game looks. Basically, that's what would happen. And then I'm terrified if someone collapses in the street. Is a doctor? Anyone a doctor here? No.
No.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. But it is look, and as far as the future goes, we as a company, I mean, I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty sure many other people in the company, and I'm proud of that. And so we were backing new technologies from day one. We're a small indie company, but we felt we are interested. So we, for example, backed the Oculus Rift on day one on their Kickstarter. And we were one of the first games supporting Oculus Rift. So actually we are on their booth as well. So Surgeon Simulator is playable on their booth as well, because we have a very good relationship with them. And we're looking into this new stuff, what's coming up. So I can promise you that in the next year there will be some extra cool stuff coming. But one thing we should start working on a couple of weeks back is an iPad version. Now this is really tricky, and let me explain why. There was a drive, and I can be very honest, there was a drive, is that, guys, Surgeon Simulator is now a brand. Sounds weird saying that, but it is a brand, right? And I was like, look, if we just do a mini game or something and put it out there, people are gonna buy it. And I'm not saying a bad game, it still would be a good game, but and it would have been so much easier. And then we had a lot of thinking about this, and we just felt it would be dishonest to our audience. So we decided that we're gonna just resolve and make a game which is as close to the original as possible, which is really hard. So we have a tech demo to show to you guys, because the controls are really difficult to do. And I think it was this Monday, right?
Yeah.
When we had the first build, where I felt, well, actually we have something here. And we're gonna show this to you, but it's worth noting that there might not be a game ever on iPad. If we can't figure it out, we're not going to do it.
So this could be an exclusive.
It's
That's what I'm hearing.
If we can figure this out, and I think we're onto something, then there will be an iPad. If not, we can't, simply because we just owe it to our audience. So we can't do that. They made the game what it is today. It would be really bad for us to just go out and just cash in on something. But I think it's already pretty cool, the demo.
This could be your full throttle
too. This build yet.
Oh, you haven't played this yet? Okay.
I'm excited as everyone else.
To me. So one thing which is in the original game is that basically you have your hand and then the mouse and then a hand in the game flopping about, and then you have the patient or victim or however you want to call it.
Victim.
And what's one decision that removing the hand, because your hand is already there. There's no need for a hand on the screen because your hand is there. So we wanted to keep the ability to mess with the patient. So for example, you can having a nice sleep.
Can you put your finger in his ear?
You can if you want to. Ooh. It's nice, isn't it? So you can mess around and you can go around and you can mess with stuff as you could in the original one. So you can basically immediately stab yourself and do stuff like that. And as you can see, it's pretty much the original game, right? And the tricky thing is that I know exactly.
It gets me every time. Every time.
I think it was PewDiePie who said that with that tone of voice, but it's like, I know exactly which tool I'm gonna use. Hammer. nurse. So basically, the one thing which is, because with the mouse you have multiple axes of movement, and with this it's a little bit more difficult. But what we have is that you have a finite control of moving around the equipment, so you can basically
Oh, you can spin it as well.
you can still spin it around, and you can adjust the way you want it to do. And then afterwards comes the clever bit. Okay.
Oh.
The clever bit.
The clever bit is that okay. Okay. So I can hammer. The way I hammer is that I just got in there. Oh, I just smack in their face. Ah. Okay. This is a bug. So let's assume that didn't happen. Okay. And you see, this is the beauty of the live show, and this is exactly why it's a tech demo.
I'm leaning towards keeping this in the game. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards this should make it into the game.
This should make it into
Yeah,
the game.
absolutely.
Oh, this is brilliant. I just want to show it once, and I did. Okay, I'm going to
So just
restart
stop
it.
it.
You're going to be
I'm gonna
millionaires,
restart
guys.
it. I'm gonna
If you're
restart
saying
it.
that's a glitch, I'm from Leeds. Have you
This
been
is-
to a hospital in Leeds?
This is the beauty of the live show. So I'm going to try it again. So the point is that basically with your finger, the game is automatically tries to understand. I'm saying tries to. I want to say understand. Tries to understand what you want to do, and based on that, it automatically adjusts the level of the tool of where the impact point is going to be. So basically, you can do the same surgeries. As I said, this demo we did on
There
Monday.
we go.
Done. Oh my goodness, what are you doing to him?
Well, we've got to get through the rib cage if you're going to transplant the heart. Step one is get the hammer.
Exactly. That's how you do it.
Crack every rib, I think.
Like every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you doing the pointy bit? Pointy bit of the hammer.
Oh. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Beautiful. Get some of them ribs out.
Not
there.
not my first transplant. No.
No, I can tell
Shows,
you're a seasoned veteron.
Ridiculous.
Where did you get your PhD again?
I think it was off the back of
You
a Shreddy's
see-
box, wasn't it?
What?
I'm genuinely expecting that once this demo's done, you're going to try and sell me like a black market liver.
And then, he doesn't need this.
He doesn't need
He
lungs.
doesn't need lungs.
You know, it feels like when I'm fixing a car. Like, I don't know what this is. Not important. So basically, you have the same thing, and it's just a very tactile experience. This is the funniest thing. I just want to keep it in. The rubber gummy lever. At some point, it's gonna flip out. Oh, there you go.
It's
There you
brilliant
go.
because it reminds me of like playing Jenga with the human body. Like if I take this bit out, it still works. It still works. This bit. Oh shit.
There you go. Basically, it's it's one part operation, and the other one. This was just today when we said this is that they say what is a really clever person? They either say rocket scientist or they say brain surgeon.
Yeah.
Rocket science
Yeah.
has been done with Kerbal Space Program, so we went with the brain surgeon.
Yeah.
So there you go.
The pinnacle of
There is
intellectualism.
our game.
Absolutely.
Done. As successful surgery.
Now, how much is that going to cost on the App Store?
$1 million.
Call
We
it.
just have to convince one person to buy it, and we are sorted. We are still working on it, so we want to see, and it's not going to come out until we are confident that it's good enough, because we just can't afford it. We owe too much to the audience. It would be a very dishonest thing to do.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of you guys being indie developers, is that you understand what's the point in bringing out something to make a quick buck. It's got to be perfect. Whereas most people will just bring out shit.
It's not easy. Look, I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone, because when. Okay, let's say that you had $260 million and you think, I want to invest in games and I want to make the next GTA. You expect that game to make the money back, and I completely understand where those big companies are coming from, but there is a reason why we said that we're never going to grow above 50 people. Right now we are 30. 3 years ago we were 3. And we said, okay, we're not going. And this size is awesome because we can run parallel 3-4 games, each of them with 3 to 6 people. And we can experiment and we can do some crazy stuff, and we can remain indie and genuinely do our own things and not have to basically go to and beg to big publishers. But we still have the stability. So if one game is not performing that well, we don't go bankrupt overnight. So it's. I think we have the right amount of the two things.
Yeah, you need that thing of just being able to. Everyone just wants to make the game they want to make, and everyone's got all their ideas, but it's just finding that balance where you can still make money, essentially, so you can keep on making awesome games. But yeah, it's cool.
We are working. One thing which we do is that beyond sending people to external game jams and buying them sugary drinks and whatnot, is that we do our own internal ones as well. So we do 2 days every month, which is 10% of our time. So it's quite a lot of investment from us. But it's worth it because it's just awesome and very useful. So we get a lot out of this. Surgeon was born in an external game jam. The Jack and the 3 other guys were there, and we are about to release a demo of, I'm actually show it to you, of a game called Time to Live, which was again an internal prototype. It's really like early sneak peek, super secret. The idea here is that this was started as a game jam game, and the idea was that how to make a comedy action game, and how can you make something funny. And the idea was that everyone starts with this is the simplest stage we have. Later we're gonna have more complex ones. Everyone starts with 120 seconds to live. When you run out of time, you die. And the idea is that on the stage, every now and then new things appear. Now that slows you down. The red one causes damage, but you don't quite know until it appears. So everyone starts running towards the new thing and then avoiding. So back there, because it's a video for gameplay, a green one appears. Everyone rushes towards it because it's to give you extra time. Now what happens next is very interesting. So every 20 seconds there is shop time. And what happens at shop time is that 6 cards appear, as many as how many players you have, and the prices of the cards start going down. So if you buy it immediately, you spend more money, but you get the card you want. The longer you wait, someone might just snap it in front of you and you can't have that card anymore. So what happens here is that someone was waiting for the card, and someone just bought it in front of me. So I have to wait now, but the last guy is going to be this one. He's realized, I can buy it for nothing because no one wanted it.
It's like Price Drop TV.
Exactly.
Excellent.
And then these cards can mess with people, take money away, give money to yourself, put bombs on the map, put traps on the map, put all sorts of things.
You only have a certain amount of people on one space? Or?
Yes.
Yes. One at a time.
And basically one person already died, and from here what happens that because it's a very simple map, but over time it becomes more and more complex because more and more red signs basically stop you from moving, and you end up in these corridors running and avoiding things. We had like shouting matches in the office. We were like, no, this gets real.
It's always a good sign.
Yeah. And we had such a good fun with it. And what we are doing now is that we're cleaning it out. We're gonna probably put out a really simple demo in a couple of weeks. With just like one stage. We already have I think like 6 stages, but we just want minimum character customization, and then later on we're gonna add character customization, ranking, and all that sort of thing later on. And again, this was born from that fact is that what do people want to play in the office, and that's the game what we have to do. We did some great things. I'm very proud of Monster Mine. We got us a buffed up Merlin, now Surgeon, and then hopefully some other games are coming as well soon.
I'm going to ask a really dumb question. It could be potentially a dumb question. It's kind of my talent. Have you ever thought about doing a Kinect type of game where you can do the surgeon simulator using your real hands?
What do you think?
I'm just going to prepare some oxygen in case this is really dumb.
Well, we've tried out the Razor Hydras. So that was like our first step for getting closer to actually using your hands. Yeah. We're just sort of trying to find the next thing, because it's just we basically want it to be. We want to try it out where you actually have power gloves and actually doing it.
You've got the Oculus Rift, so you're moving your head around anyway.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And actually having your hands move and being able to see them would be awesome. So we want to do it, but we're just trying to find the right thing to do.
Trying to do it with Oculus.
I think it was a very clever question.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
In response to that great question, I'd like to say that we already do movement control, and the new Kinect is awesome. It can read a fly going by. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's really accurate. And we want to do that. It's just very simple. It's just work. We have to just prioritize of which one of the awesome things we do first. And let's be honest, even with the new drive from both Microsoft and Sony to embrace indies, there is still TRC, TCR, and all the hoops to jump through. So it's still not as straightforward as working with Valve, who are just the best partners to work with. So it's and the game is also on Mac App Store, Surgeon, and will be on Good Old Games. I'm thinking about a month. But these partners are very easy to work with, and I think we're gonna get there. It's just a question of timing and resources. And honestly, when we think we don't laugh anymore. I think there will be a day when we think, what, it's not funny anymore. And then if we are not laughing, then I think we should just stop making Surgeon games.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
In terms of working with Valve, what were they like? Well, I imagine they gave you rights to use Team Fortress, out of nothing. And you know, as you say, with someone like Microsoft, you know, you have to pay just to update your own game. I mean, what were Valve like? Did you actually go and meet Gabe?
Oh yeah, Gabe and I, we are like best buds.
Best
now.
friends.
No, Gabe's like Santa. He's not actually real. like the Dutch tell stories about him. He's not real.
Look, Valve, Steam is an amazing platform, and they rightfully dominate that market space. They completely deserve that. But from a personal / professional view, what I can tell you is that I work with a lot of publishers, a lot of distributors, and the easiest and most straightforward deal I had is with them. Like, I had people who, like, for $100,000 deal, they sent me like a 50-page contract. And then I sit down with Valve, and we basically tell them, look, you know, we would like to do something with TF2, and I'm like, okay. and I remember we were like, what?
Is this a trick?
To be fair, you know, because they are gamers, and we had already had a good relation. They liked our game, and we had nice back and forths, and they were like, yeah, sure. And well, don't we need some legal? And we're gonna deal with that later. And it was so refreshing. And you know, you still have to go through these because you know it's two companies. You know, there's a relationship. You have to, but it was just very easy, and they're just very nice partners to work with. And we as a company backing their Linux drive. Surgeon is playable on Linux. So this is something that we believe in, and wherever Valve goes, even if you disagree with them, it's worth keeping an eye on it because they're very clever people.
Very good. Right, are we done?
I think that's been good.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great to talk to you.